Perfect. I love it when the technology works. Alright, hang on a second. Alright. I know I'm a little weird about the windshield. I like it to be clean. I like it to be clean. Alright, Monday morning. It's 26 degrees here in Hampstead. Clear skies. It's gonna be a sunny day. Gonna be a little cool. It's alright. It's winter. That's how we roll. Today we have 3 deliveries. They're all in the van, so it's one trip. Should be about a 2-hour tour. 2-hour tour. Might have to come up with a whole song for that now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, 2 hours, maybe a little more. Depends on traffic. You know, these donuts stay under control. There's a lot of varying factors. You know what I'm saying? But here we go. Here we go. I got plenty of sleep last night. I did. Feeling pretty good. I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to just unplug. You know what I'm saying? Well, I didn't really unplug. but sort of. Still didn't play with my microphone. So here's my situation, if you knew. I have like a few things that I have purchased that I really was excited about getting. You know, they're sitting on my desk. The microphone is one of those things. And like I just haven't had time to play with it. But it's coming. It's coming because, you know, I'm kind of getting back in the regular routine now. Got to adjust the hours a little bit to get everything set up, but yeah, my daily routine is going to get better with it as far as getting enough sleep, getting some stuff done, watching my streams, all that kind of stuff. Why my roads are dry. Don't have to worry about that today. Oh man, look at that. I love high beams. So today we start with Lenny's. Probably be down there in about a half an hour. And then we go to Gourmet Girls. That's only 5-10 minutes away. And then from Lenny's. And then we head over to What a Day. So that is our 3 delivery loop. And the donuts were ready, so I like it. I like to be able to do that in one circle. Sometimes, depending on the size of the order and all that stuff, sometimes I have to go back to the bakery and then head over to What a Day. It's not a big deal, but it just maybe adds 20 minutes to the ride because you got to go back up to the bakery and then over. But then we don't get to drive through some of the what would you call that? Neighborhood kind of part of the ride.
Cat.cs2 says, "Good morning, Craig."
Good morning. How are you doing? You're up early. Off to a good start here. Coffee, clear roads, all good. Cold out this morning, but temperature, it doesn't feel so bad because it's not wet, you know, it's kind of like just dry, and it's not super windy. So even though 26 degrees, I don't know what that is in Celsius, and even though that sounds really cold, it doesn't feel too bad today. I think the second half of January is going to be a little bit cooler, you know, like closer to freezing or maybe slightly below, but I got a couple of boxes piled up in the back, so I don't want to take a sharp left turn. No, I don't want to take a sharp right turn. This is how I have it pictured in my head, right? So everything else, the racks are all, the trays are all in their racks, so everything's good. But on Mondays when I go to the Gourmet Girls, they get their delivery in boxes instead of on the trays. Yeah, I got a couple of stacks of the boxes, and so these are the mornings when I gotta like be careful about sharp turns, fast sharp turns. I can't pull a NASCAR move. Yeah, definitely can't. No, the boxes are up against the right side of the van, so actually I could do NASCAR because they would just be pressed against the wall instead of falling over. But I probably won't do that. I mean, you never know. Traffic is not too bad today. I mean, got the normal weekday commute traffic, but it's not too bad. It moves, you know, like at least it's not stop and go kind of traffic. One of the most tense drives I ever had was, I don't know what highway number it is, but there's a highway that goes between Richmond.
Sticat.cs2 says, I thought we were drifting this morning. Hulu.
Well, as long as we drift in a leftward turn, you know, we could do that. Maybe. I don't know though. Because I think the cakes, I've got some cakes for Lenny's that might not like a drift. They could only handle so much. They can handle a little. Because what they do is they, you know, the cakes sit on top of like a very thin little cardboard piece of, you know, I mean, it's like a little plate that they sit on, but it's like this little piece of cardboard underneath the cake. And for the cakes that go to Lenny's, they put a little bit of tape on the bottom of those cakes so that they're stuck to the tray. And that works pretty well. But I'm not sure it could take the G-forces associated with it. They probably couldn't handle the NASCAR thing either, actually, now that I think about it. I didn't think about the cake. But no, the most tense driving situation I remember, not in my whole life, but one seriously tense driving situation I had one time was this highway between Richmond, Virginia, and I guess it's Williamsburg. I don't remember where I was going. Williamsburg or Virginia Beach, like over to the eastern shore of Virginia. And whatever that highway is, I don't know the number. Those people, that day in particular, were driving. And we were going like, it was like bumper to bumper traffic on an interstate highway, but we were moving at like 70 miles an hour. But I swear it was like we were bumper to bumper, which was very, very uncomfortable for me. But I couldn't, like, I don't like to tailgate people. But everybody on this road was, I mean, that's how close everybody was. And it was very stressful. I remember it being very stressful. But I couldn't go slower because every time I would like pull back from the car in front of me, I'd have all these people like just coming in, you know, like everybody was just shifting into my lane because they saw enough space for their car. Like, it didn't matter that I would be like right on their tail. They didn't care. They just wanted to be in front of me. It was crazy. It was a crazy ride. But fortunately, in this traffic, you can see that this is a very long line of traffic. But everybody's cool about it. We've all got our space. Nobody's freaking out. They do it every day. Yeah, I haven't actually been to a drifting event. I think I need to try that. I need to check that out. I've been in a lot of NASCAR races. Never been to a dirt track. I mean, I've been to a dirt track, but I've never seen a race. Walking around on my way up. I saw him from a distance because his eye eyes. I could see his eyes light up as I was coming up the road. From a distance. Here on the right was an old, it's not there anymore.
Stacat.cs2 says lol sang it.
I don't know who sings that song. I don't know all the words to that one. Like that's the only verse I know. I could probably think of more if I really put my mind to it. We're going down the highway today. It's a little loud, but it's going to be faster.
Stacat.cs2 says from a distance.
Yeah. But who? Coming out.
Stacat.cs2 says I can't remember.
I can't remember the rest of it. It falls into that whole category of songs like On the Wings of Love, and then that's all I know. There's another whole, like I know the song. I could sing along if it came on the radio, but I can't. I only know like the most common verse, and then I fall apart. I can make up the rest, but like right now, I'm really tailgating. I don't think it looks like that on the film, but I'm really right on this guy's butt right now. I don't like this, but it looks further on the camera.
Stacat.cs2 says I'm laughing OMG.
Yeah. We got traffic this morning.
Stacat.cs2 says that is not tailgating.
That's what I mean. It doesn't look like it to you, but now, like right now, I'm not tailgating right now, but it's still closer than I would normally drive. Because I know if I get any further back, these people on the right are just going to swing over immediately.
Stacat.cs2 says we drive literally inches away from each other here.
Oh, do you? Where is here? Like on your highways and stuff? It just makes me nervous. I like to have enough space so that I don't have to hit the brakes. You know what I mean? Like I can judge my speed. If I'm coming up on somebody, I can just let up on the gas. I don't have to hit the brake. That's the way I like it.
Stacat.cs2 says San Diego.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. San Diego. Goodness gracious. So have you gotten up for the day, or have you not gone to bed yet? according to my calculations, it's like 2:30 in the morning. That's what time I got up, by the way, 2:30. That's my daily wake-up time. All right, 6 miles, 6 minutes. So we're taking the highway all the way down. Probably not familiar with 26 degrees. Oh, it's 31 degrees now. We're warming up. Warming up. Still haven't hit freezing. Fan. See, the highway noise is a little bit more. I think when I get my microphone working, it's going to help.
Sticat.cs2 says up for the day. I run Bovie in half an hour. 3 a.m. run.
Oh, wow. And so what is the temperature? Does it get cool at night there? Like, are you still in the 50s or 60s? Or even warmer than that? Like, what is your temperature? That's a good time to run, though. That is really good. I like morning. I love it. Of course, I guess if I didn't like morning, I would have a pretty miserable life working.
Sticat.cs2 says, well, I'm home here in Carmel. I commute for work.
That's nice.
Sticat.cs2 says 50s.
50s is nice. That feels nice in the morning. Yeah, I like it out there. I've driven from San Diego up to San Francisco one time along the coast. I like San Diego. Los Angeles is a little bit too much for me. I mean, I like it to visit. I don't think I'd want to live in LA. I could live in San Diego. San Diego, or I guess Southern California area. One of the things I remember.
Sticat.cs2 says I don't go to LA. I scared.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, one of the thing that stood out to me once was like people would have in their yard. It would be, I don't know if they're flowers or just colorful shrubbery, but like instead of looking at somebody's yard to see green grass, it was like very colorful. And I'm not sure what was growing, but it was very nice. It was cool looking.
Sticat.cs2 says we grow lots of wildflowers.
Oh, that's probably. I'm sure that's what it was.
Sticat.cs2 says probably poppies and wildflowers.
Yeah, that I would imagine that's what it was.
Sticat.cs2 says Weed's Law.
At least they're colorful. It's sort of like you're living in the Rose Bowl parade. It's sort of this highway is called the Beltway. It goes completely around Baltimore. Like connects on each end. Like 95 is the highway that goes up and down the East Coast.
Sticat.cs2 says at the Rose Bowl with bad allergies. Law.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. You're right. I've never been to the Rose Bowl parade, but I wonder if that would be a sneezy event. Here we go. We're doing good on time this morning. So how far do you run? I used to run. When I was younger, I used to run. I walk a lot now. I walk all the time. Because at home I have a treadmill desk. So like I really don't sit very much. Except when I drive.
Michael's Adventures 4261 says good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Michael? Was checking out Emily the other day.
Sticat.cs2 says hi at Michael's Adventures 4261 good morning.
Michael's got some cool videos of Emily the raccoon. It's like night vision, which makes sense because raccoons are nocturnal. so that's kind of like, that's Emily's time, man. That's when she's up. I think it's cool in the video, in Michael's live streams when you've got the Emily kind of poking around and eating. But when you see other animals like coming up behind her, but at first you just see their eyes. You see the eyes light up.
Sticat.cs2 says really. I will sub to Emily. I love raccoons.
Raccoons are cute. They are cute. They are really cute. I recently heard that raccoons are kind of
Sticat.cs2 says we have them here in Carmel, but I never see them.
Yeah, I only see them. I see them occasionally. Like sometimes I'll see my dog will be barking in the backyard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are these people doing? I'm doing circles in this parking lot. My dog will be barking, and there'll be like a raccoon on the other side of the fence. So I do see them occasionally, but not too often. All right, I'm in my first spot here, so I'm gonna drop off some donuts here. Cakes. Actually, they don't get very many. This place doesn't get very many donuts. They get. They're big on Danish cakes, cookies. I think they over ordered some cookies last week. I think they were still thinking it was like the holidays. They get a little crazy with their cookies. All right, I'll be right back. I'm here. Oh.
Justicat.cs2 says I just subbed to Emily and her friend. They're super cute.
They are cute. Emily's a star. Right back.
Stacat.cs2 says 3 racks now. Love the munching sound.
Trays. Perfect. All right, Lenny's is done. What time is it? Okay, good. The second place that we go to, they usually get there like a little before 6, which is now, which is good. If I'm ahead of time, sometimes I have to wait there. The guy in Lenny's, there's a guy that works in there some mornings. He's there today. Super happy guy. I love that. He's always... Alright, let's do this. Here we go. Get my music back going. There we go. Everybody make sure your seatbelts are fastened. Here we go. Oh, look at this. All right, this is interesting. So this...
Stacat.cs2 says, oh right, they love peanuts.
Who doesn't love a good peanut? Now this is interesting. This place at the end of this shopping center called Orange Theory Fitness.
Stacat.cs2 says buckled up.
Excellent. That gym was packed last week. And it's already kind of started to fade off. I was wondering when that was going to happen. So, like, if you go back 2 or 3 weeks, you know, it's a pretty good crowd. I mean, they have a few people there every day. I don't know what they do. It's a gym, but they don't really have workout equipment in there. I think it's like they do stuff with bands, like rubber bands and yoga and floor routines and stuff, I think. Anyway, they were packed on Wednesday or Thursday. Like a couple of days when I came by last week, they were pretty busy. I think people were like, you know, starting out the new year with their resolutions. But it looks like they might be fading a little bit. I missed some of that conversation, but does Michael put peanuts out for him? Is that what Emily is eating when I'm watching her? I can never really tell what it is she's picking up, but she's into it. She's definitely into it, whatever it is. accepting new patients.
Stacat.cs2 says Rax loves peanuts, yeah.
They do. I can't blame them. I like peanuts. And they're inexpensive. Like, if you're at the store and you want to buy some nuts, they're always the least expensive, which makes them appealing. But I think my favorite nut is almond. I like almonds. If I could only eat one nut. I like a variety, but if I could only eat one nut, it would be an almond.
Stacat.cs2 says I love the light salted almonds.
Yep, that's what I get. Lightly salted. I made the mistake one time, though, of buying, I think they call them raw almonds. Like, I get the lightly salted roasted almonds. But the raw, I think that's what they call them. They are like
Stacat.cs2 says I like the smoked ones too, but the smell stays in my nose.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I kind of stay away from the smoked ones.
Justicat.cs2 says raw sawdust almond is what I call. At Justicat.cs2 says call them.
Well, but the raw ones are a little bit harder to eat, I think, aren't they? Like, I got almonds one time, and I thought it was because they were raw. But it was just harder, I think. They're probably better for you, but I usually go for the roasted ones. Girls. There we go, coming in the back, coming in the back. Van looks like, I don't know whose van that is. That's actually similar to the van that we're driving. But it looks like something hit that van, you know? The passenger door looks a little crinkly to me. Alright, let me see if the door is open. If it is,
Stacat.cs2 says K, my pup is ready. I'll just listen now cause I have to put phone on my shoulder. Hands are too cold.
Understand. That sounds good. door's locked. So I need to call them. What's gonna happen when I make this phone call? It'll just put the it automatically puts the stream on mute. So it'll just be quiet for a second when I'm making this call. Hang on. Gourmet girls, gourmet girls, where are you? All right. One to go. Seatbelts on. Here we go. See that van? Somebody hit that van somehow. I think. No, maybe not. No, yeah, they ran into something. Or something ran into them. Headed out to Eldersburg, Maryland. Right now, like this neighborhood is, I guess you would call it, we're not in Baltimore City. We're like northwest, but we're like on the northwest corner of Baltimore City. So it isn't, if I made a left at this light, we're gonna go straight. But if I made a left at this light, we'd be in Baltimore, within the Baltimore city limits, within a couple of miles. So we're not too far outside of the city limit. Now that's not downtown. We're still probably 8 miles from downtown. 8 or 10, maybe. Maybe. But we're headed out to the rural suburbs, like past the suburbs, actually. This is a long way. Coming up on the subway station here. So on the right hand side here, it's called Old Court. That's the road we're on. It's the Old Court station. So that subway will take you down into the city as well. Probably about a 10 or 15 minute ride from here to the city on the subway. I used to ride that train every day. Not from there. There's a station further out. We actually went by it when we were driving. But used to ride that train every day. Every day. sometimes this license-free music is kind of funny. This song's called Go Funk. That's F-U-N-K. Okay, just to be clear, Go Funk. And it is a little funky. I think that's an appropriate name. Companies that make shock absorbers and suspension parts. I wonder if they're the ones that sponsor speed humps. I think it's kind of fun when you forget about the speed hump, and then they're not as bad as speed bumps. There's the hump and there's the bump. Wow, persons. If you hit a speed bump at speed, that you feel kind of bad because that has a bigger impact. I saw, and I don't know when this happened. I think it happened recently. You know, like when you're watching YouTube clips of things, you don't know whether you're watching something that happened 5 years ago or something that just happened. But I saw a video the other day of a person who they actually crashed through the wall of, you know, like on the highway where you see those walls that look like they're either, they use different materials. A lot of them look like it's a rock or a brick kind of thing, or some of them are kind of wooden. They use different materials, but it's like for the sound, I think they were originally put up for sound. Well, on the other side, so if you're driving down the highway, you have no idea what's on the other side of these things. It usually is because there's a neighborhood right on the other side, and the people that live there don't want to. There was a road that was coming straight toward the highway, and then it makes a sharp turn. I guess probably before the highway was there, you probably went straight across. But it was one of those situations where the highway, you know, required them to alter the road. So anyway, the road goes straight and then it makes a left right when you get to the wall. Well, someone was driving, must have been incredibly fast. They didn't turn, and I guess there's enough because of the curve or however it's designed. They actually went a little bit airborne. So, and the wall is like within 20 feet of this turn. So they crashed through the wall. Now, I know the person that was driving that car did not survive. But they crashed through the wall. I guess the car went on, you know, flying across the highway and hit a car. The person they hit on the highway was not, you know, was hurt, but not critically. But yeah, it was crazy looking. There's like a hole in the wall where this car came crashing through, almost like something you'd see in a cartoon. It was crazy looking. I wish I could remember like what the name of the video was, but I've never seen anything like that. I don't know what made me think of that, except I probably saw that within the last day or two. Never seen that before. I can't remember where it was. It was definitely in the United States. I want to say like maybe Virginia, Carolina. I don't know. Right-hand side. I don't know what's in there anymore. But when I was little, there was a store in that shopping center called Toy Town. So my mom would bring my younger brother and I over here every now and then. Now, this was before Walmart. You know, it was before all that kind of stuff, right? So this was a huge toy store. I mean, For us, it was like going to an amusement park. Toy Town, that's what it was called. This road is taking us out. We're kind of headed northwest, maybe a little more west than north, but northwest of Baltimore. This will take us out to Eldersburg, Maryland. I have an older brother that lives in Eldersburg, Maryland. Kind of funny. In Maryland, I've noticed that, so when I was young, you know, people were kind of moving out of the city and into the suburbs of Baltimore. And so if you were in the northwest suburbs of Baltimore, a lot of the, now I still live there in the suburbs, but a lot of people moved further out, right? Like as kids grew up and they moved out, they would move out and go to, and most of the people in the northwestern suburbs moved out to the rural northwest communities. And it's funny because that's how that worked. And then there were east of the city, and most of the people that grew up in those rural communities. It's kind of, it's interesting. Like people move. You see the slow migration of people out as it expands. People typically stay in their, at least here, that's the way it works. People kind of stay in the same direction. Like you don't have a lot of people that grew up in the northeast suburbs moving to the northwest. That, by the way, that was, I believe that's one of the loudest bridges in the United States. Or at least I made that up, but I think it's true. The second loudest is coming up in a minute, but it's shorter. Actually, that's the only reason that it is the second loudest is because it's a slightly shorter bridge. I don't know why these bridges have not been maintained properly. I'm only comforted by the knowledge that if for some reason I crash through the bridge, it'll at least be on my live stream. So someone will get the opportunity to go viral with that video. Here we go. I know you're tired of hearing it. I want to drive to the Eastern Shore. Take you guys on a little journey over the Eastern Shore. Across the Bay Bridge. That's kind of neat. I'm thinking about that. I wouldn't do it. This van is the bakery van, which is what I drive most of the time. But if I was going to do anything like that, I would take in my car. An emergency situation up here. I don't know what's going on. Turning off. They're turning off. I believe that's some McDonald's up here. Wonder where they're going. They didn't go to McDonald's. Back in the neighborhood. Eldersburg. And that there, I don't know if you can see the price there, the price of that gas. It drives me crazy. The big price says $2.39, but it's actually $2.59 because they advertise the price with a car wash. So like, you know, if you go to a gas station that has a car wash associated with it, get like 10 or 20 cents off the gas. I mean, getting 20 cents off the gas is a pretty good deal. So, kudos for that. But don't tell me the price of the gas using the car wash price. That's not right. It's misleading. False advertising. Alright, we got more emergency vehicles. Something's going on. Oh yeah, look at that. Opened up, green light, it's all good. So we're almost at the middle of January already. Telling you. It's crazy. Do it. Oh. Yeah, that was a tease. Set up. It's almost like they made it wider than they really needed, and then they tried to figure out what to do with it later. Yeah, let's make this lane go here. Let's do this. What a day! What a day! What a day! They see me. We'll give them a minute. Let's see if they open the door. I know Bob, but when Bob drives, he just, as he's pulling up, he calls, I think. I don't do that because, like, 50% of the time they just come and open the door without me calling. And I think they have like a little game that they play where they see if they can get the door open before I call. So I like to let them win every now and then, you know? But today, we're not winning today. I'm going to call. So bear with me a second. It's going to go mute again while I call. Got to open the door, I'm sure, as soon as I hit the button. Where are we? What a day cafe. Here we go. You can't hear me right now, right? I don't know if you just can't hear me. So I'll find out. I'm gonna play this back when I get home. So this is a test to see if you can hear. Door's open. Door's open. Good morning. delivery is done. Janet, I don't know if you're watching or if you watch this later, but I believe they're going to have a need for some more dog bones soon. So we're good. Today's what? Tuesday. Mid-Monday. Yeah. I guess we're going to get gas tomorrow. I'm not going to get gas today. I think we got enough. I like to leave enough gas in the van so that if Bob needs to make a run in the afternoon, he has enough to do that. I think he will. But Bob doesn't mess around. Like, if he gets it, he'll probably put gas in it if he does. I think he does have to go someplace to sit. But I think there's enough in there. There's it. It's more than a quarter tank. So, we're good. I think we're good. But see, I get gas at BJ's. And I should get a sponsorship from BJ's because I constantly tout the fact that they have the cheapest gas anywhere around. Plus, I mean, their base price is less expensive than the stations around, and on top of that, I get a discount because I'm a member. It's one of those, it's a membership thing. And on top of that, I can get a discount for using my credit card because I have a BJ's. I think it's a Capital One BJ's credit card. So, like, whatever price they have posted as a member with using their credit card, you get 15 cents off of that. So that's a pretty good deal. So I like to try to time it so that I'm the one getting gas, just because we can get a good price like that. But I think Bob's got a rewards program with too really bad. My high beams much on this trip because there's so much traffic coming the other way. Now on this road we're going north. So we're going north from Eldersburg and back to Hampstead, which is where the bakery is. The traffic that is traveling south on this road is probably headed toward close to in the sort of the Washington D.C. area. It's probably only about 20 or 30 miles before you start hitting the suburbs of Washington. I think Washington D.C. is about, if we're going all the way downtown, it might be 40 miles maybe. I might have that off. It's about 40 miles from where I live. I think that would be the same from here. Nation's capital. Safe city now. Safe. I don't drive in Washington, D.C. though. It's not one of the easier cities to drive around in. And they have a very extensive subway system. And their subway lines come all the way out into the Maryland suburbs, surround the city. So I'm going to go downtown. Probably the easiest thing to do, what I usually do, is just head down, park at one of the subway stations in Maryland, and then just take it into the city. I don't go to Washington too much. At this point, it would only be for fun stuff. Zoo. I've been to the zoo. Washington Zoo is pretty cool. Of course, the Smithsonian, all that stuff is down there. So growing up in Maryland, there are always bus trips, field trips to go down to Washington. As a kid, there's a lot of really cool stuff in Washington. Actually, and it's not downtown. I think it's associated with the Smithsonian, but they're not the Air and Space Museum. That is downtown. But there's I don't know what they call it. It's kind of airline. It's flight stuff. It's all airplanes, stuff like that. Like they have it's over toward Dulles Airport. And I wish I could think of the name of this museum. But it is really cool. It's not air and space, but it's something with flight, air, planes. I don't know. But anyway, I'm sitting here struggling trying to think of the name of it. But it's a very cool museum. And like they have the Concorde. They have a Concorde in there. It's pretty cool. I remember when they used to fly. That was the one that went faster than sound. Is that supersonic or subsonic? Supersonic. Which I think that's 600 miles an hour, right? That means that it went faster than 600 miles an hour. It was actually in service for a while, and then it had an issue taking off. I don't remember exactly what happened, other than it was taking off and it basically just blew up. And that can really kind of end the public's confidence in your airline. If you think about it, really, air traffic has not greatly improved for many, many years. Like we're basically flying at the same speeds and in the same way that we have for decades. I mean, I know there are a handful of people that are going to space and all that kind of stuff, and I don't discount that. But for the general public, flight has not really changed much in a while. You would kind of think that we'd be going faster and faster and faster and faster, but we're not. We gotta do something about that. Trains, they're making trains go faster and faster. We're trying. Maybe not so much in the US, but Japan. All that stuff, like faster planes. I think there are also people working on like underground. Man, that seems like a good way to go. Not super keen on being underground, but I can understand the benefit, right? Like if you build a tunnel, you get a form of transportation that can fly through that. It's probably safer. Pretty stable environment. Aside from earthquakes. I think an earthquake could probably screw you up. But you know, it's probably on somebody's to-do list, and it's, you know, like, I don't know about you, but my to-do list, there are certain things that are on my to-do list that, like, I never get to do. You just don't have enough time. That's probably what's happening with some of these great inventions. They're waiting to happen, but somebody's just busy doing their stuff. Talking crazy stuff now. I realize that. That's okay. That's how my mind works. Now they finally took down the billboard. Looks like somebody just scratched it off of the thing, but they finally took the one down about Field of Screams, which was a Halloween thing, but it is finally gone. You know, I feel like I should get gas. I'm gonna get gas, you know? I'm gonna do it. Because here's my traffic light. This is my give out a cookie traffic light. There's a guy sitting in this truck next to me at this perfect time. I don't have a cookie. I keep forgetting to say something to. I wanted to wait until the holidays and all because it was totally crazy at the bakery. But now I gotta say something to Jennifer about that. I think I just need like 5 to 10 cookies. And I think cookies last a while. Like a cookie in a sealed plastic bag has relatively decent shelf life. So I could carry them around with me. And yeah, gotta do that. Don't tell anybody though. It's gonna be a surprise. I just blurted it out, but it is gonna. I'm trying to keep it, until I totally develop the idea. It's one of those things I'm gonna have to experiment with until I get it right. Alright, now I will warn you that this is my getting gas warning. When I pull up to the gas station, I lose my connection because they have the buildings are nearby and also there's a roof over the gas. So I don't have access to the Starlink. The Starlink satellites are out of my view for a short period here. So bear with me. You're going to see a frozen screen for a little while, but I will be back. I'll be back. Check and make sure you're back. Hang on. You know if you're back, but I don't know yet, so let me just check.
Pulse Adventures 4261 says, have a good day.
Alright, you too. Thanks for watching. Does that mean you're back on? Does that just mean that? There we are. Okay, we're back. Start that back up. Here we go. I'm back. We paid $244. $244. See, that's hard to beat anywhere. Well, not anywhere. Anywhere here. This general area. good sunrises lately. See, if you want to see a good sunrise, you can watch mine. If you want to see a good sunset, you can watch Daily Driver. Driving Daily? I get confused every time I say his channel name. So just look in my description and you'll see it. Driving Daily. No, Daily Driving. Oh my God. I gotta figure out some way to lock that into my brain. John, that's who I'm gonna say. Just watch. John, that's who I'm gonna say. Just watch. If you're gonna watch John, sunsets for John, sunrises for me. You get the whole day covered. Whoa, dear, hello. Wow. That was good. See, where there's one, there's always another one. That's why I knew. Thank goodness we didn't have any donuts in the van. Now, I don't know how close that looked. That second deer, this is a good example. That second deer was probably within 6 feet of this van. I'm not exaggerating. But it looks further away in the camera. And funny when you're looking at it on the camera. Wow. I really do like deer, though. I love them. They're just cute. I could never shoot one. I'm just not a killer. You know what I mean? Not a killer. Not a killer. Unless you make me really mad. Kidding. You know, I was getting ready to say, I was thinking this morning about a conversation I had with my sister in life, and you know, I've gone on about deer a little bit. You know, I mean, ever since I hit the deer and it, you know, blah, whatever, had an impact. So, and she hit a deer right before that. Like, we went through a phase where everybody was hitting deer, and but it dawned on me, maybe I'm talking about it too much, right? So the other day I was talking with Janet, and she said something like, well, you know, like, think about how long you've been driving, which for me is like forever, and how many deer have you hit? And I'm like, all right, one. Like that deer that I hit last month, that was the first time I ever actually hit a deer. Well, I hit one a few months ago, but it was just like I bumped his butt. So I bumped a deer one time. I wouldn't even call it a hit. I bumped a deer, and then I had the big, you know, the big bang where he flew up and all that. So that's a couple times this year, but only one really bad one. So I said, okay, one. And she said, see, so, you know, what are the chances that it's going to happen again? Well, that was a chance right there. Like, I don't think, but when she said that, I'm like, you know what, that's good. Maybe I should put this all into perspective and not be so worried, because I am driving on the edge sometimes. And, but now I just realized, no, I don't think it's unreasonable for me to be concerned about deer. Janet, if you're watching this at some point, I just want you to know that I was almost convinced that maybe I'm a little too paranoid, but now I'm back. I'm I'm back to paranoid. You know I'm clipping that one. I'm going to have a whole I'm going to have a series on deer. It's going to be, I'm going to have to make my own, I'm going to have a separate playlist just for my deer encounters. Anyway, enough about that. The sky is incredible right now. I wish we're going to sort of see it, but we go off to a different angle. I might turn on road. It's a shame that it's not, that the sun isn't coming up in this direction, because that would be absolutely amazing. Coming over this hill, open sky, like I could put some music in the background that would be totally inspirational. It'd be beautiful. But the sky that I'd want to be looking at is to our right now. And I am going to turn and show you what I'm talking about. Watch this. Get ready, get ready. Is that amazing or what? That is the sky. Like if that was on the facing the road, it would be crazy. All right, now what am I going to do? I'm not going to this far. Man, I can't see them there. We don't have a lot of windows in this van, so the view is not good. I don't like it. There we go. That's better. All right, but anyway, that's a beautiful sky. By the way, if anybody's wondering, that is going to be my I'm gonna grab that for my thumbnail. I've got a process down so that it takes me like 2 seconds to do a thumbnail now. All I do is I look through, like if I, like that's going to be the today's, but if something happened or whatever, I try to find a scene throughout my video, and all I do is just cut and paste it into a thing I already have set up. Boom, there it is. So every thumbnail does come out of that trip. I just like them to look different. See it this way too, but you have obstructions. And my mom used to say, "Pink in the morning, shepherd's warning." Did everybody hear that? Did everybody get that when they were younger? Pink in the morning, shepherd's warning. Pink at night, shepherd's delight. However, now that I'm older and I think about that whole Pink at Night Shepherd's Delight thing, I'm not sure where they were going with that, you know what I'm saying? across the road. He was actually walking across the road. He didn't even run. I mean, come on. Give me a little effort. Cows. There's my cows. Cows are talking to each other. They're having like a private conversation over there. Out of the driver's side window, I just looked over and there were some birds, like a whole little swarm of birds that kind of came down and they were flying right next to the van, sort of almost at the same speed as the van. It's weird. And I swear one of them like did a little wave. No, he didn't. I'm kidding about that part. All right, let me drop these. I'll leave the stream warm while I drop these trays off. So we are actually at the end of the deliveries, but I'll be right back, and then we'll park the. Oh. All right, folks. That is the end of our journey today. Monday, the 12th of January. Be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Tuesdays, I actually leave at 6 instead of 5, so you can sleep in tomorrow. I don't, but you can if you want. Appreciate anybody who hung out for the whole ride. Appreciate that. And hope you have a great day. Looks like it's going to be pretty decent here. So I will see you all again tomorrow. See ya. Figure out how